Bangkok. Sawadee-ka. Good morning. It is 7:30 a.m. I am standing on the roof of my Airbnb in Bangkok. And on this trip, I wanted to experience what it would be like to live here. I've been thinking about moving to Thailand. Not necessarily Bangkok, but I thought I'd give it a try. So in order to do that, instead of staying in a fancy hotel, I'm staying in an Airbnb. An Airbnb located outside of the city. This way, I can experience what it's like being a resident instead of a tourist. In this video, I'm sharing the pros and cons of living in Thailand from the perspective of an American who used to live in China and Colombia, South America.
You've reached the Jesstination.
This is my third time in Bangkok, a city I never thought I'd like, because when I think of Thailand, I think of resorts and islands. Not a bustling hot city with horrible traffic. The first time I came here in 2018, I went on a walking tour that completely changed my mind. Yes, the traffic is trash, but the culture is rich, the food is delicious, and the people are fun and friendly. At this point in my life, I think I'm transitioning from to island boy, but not really in the position to live the island life that I want. Here in the capital, that's the real name of Bangkok, like in Thai, did you know that? The potential for the highest salaries possible in this country resides here. Not in Koh Lanta, where I'd much rather live. Or here in this White House in Koh Phangan. However, if I lived here, all of these islands are just a quick flight away. So let's start with that. Housing. It's pretty easy to find an apartment to rent in Bangkok, long-term or short. As a newbie exploring residential life here, I decided to use Airbnb because it's a platform I'm familiar with, and I've rented apartments in other countries in the past on here for long-term and short-term use. The managers of the property that I'm in also manage several other units all around the city. They all had good reviews, so I ended up choosing this one because it had everything I wanted. A gym, a pool, and the rooftop, well, that was just icing on the cake. Once I booked it though, something that also happens on Airbnb quite often occurred. They let me know that this isn't exactly legal, meaning the building doesn't want short-term tenants here. They really only allow tenants to stay for a minimum of 30 days. I'm only staying for 7. So I've got to pretend like I'm not new here. Lucky for me, I'm a professional at that. I knew that I nailed this skill when Colombians used to ask me for directions. Pro tip, never look lost, even when you are. When you land in a new place and get to your hotel, your Airbnb or whatever, and get ready to set out on foot, make sure you have a rough idea at minimum of where you're going. Open up your map app, check the route, make sure you know when you exit the front door, you turn left, then you walk this far and then you turn right. Try to get that memorized so you don't look like you don't know where you're going. If you do actually get lost or need some help, or you want to really look at your phone, you should step into a convenience store, something, a 7-Eleven, a shopping mall, somewhere brightly lit, get away from the windows. You never know who's watching you. Check your map, figure out where you're going, and then continue on. It's okay to look at your phone every now and then, but you do not want to be walking around with your face glued to your phone the whole time. It's just not safe. Now, when comparing where I lived in China, in Chongqing, to any place in Bangkok, really any place in Thailand, the cost of living here in Thailand is higher. That is not the same for people who are moving from Shanghai or Beijing. But for me, this is a con. I understand that nowhere on earth is going to be as affordable to live as Chongqing, China. Nowhere's gonna be that cheap ever again in life. Salaries for teachers in Thailand are much less
than they are
in China. So I'd be making a lot less money and paying a lot more for housing. So far, that's 2 cons if you're counting. Many places in Thailand have a tourist price and a Thai price. Even if you reside here as a foreigner, you'll still be charged the tourist price in most cases. Many countries are like this. This isn't something new that I've experienced, but you know what country
doesn't do this?
China!
In China, with the exception of rent, where they always charge foreigners more, everything else, the price is the price for locals as it is for everybody else. So that's con number 3. Although I can kind of like flip that into a pro because it would encourage me to make more Thai friends so they can help me navigate these tricky situations. On to the pros. A lot of people speak English here. Communicating has never been an issue in the many times that I've visited this country. The other day I went to a bank, just a random bank, wasn't a specific bank, at a specific place with a specific teller. It was just a bank. I walked in, I made a transfer, I did everything I needed to do, and everyone in there spoke English. That never happens in China. So that's a big pro, being able to handle things like that and always knowing that there is an English speaker everywhere here. Pro number 2, there are way more expats here than there are in China. It would be really easy to find a community, a group of friends from all over the world here in Bangkok because it's super international. Maybe I could even go on some dates. Actually, when I think about it, I've been on more dates in Thailand, a country that I do not live in, have not lived in, than I ever was in the 5 years that I lived in China. Fun fact, the third pro is that it would be so much easier for my friends and family to visit me here than in China. For Americans, you do not need a visa to visit Thailand. You get a visa upon entry. It's very simple. This is a much easier place to navigate as an English speaker. I wouldn't have to do as much hand-holding as I was planning to do in China. My family never visited me there because I did not want them to. The last pro on my list is that overall, I would have a healthier lifestyle here. It is extremely hot here in the summer, so working out outdoors is not a good idea, but gym life here is comfortable. In China, I was a member at 2 different gyms. I never got my money's worth from those memberships because every time I went in there, I was ogled like I was in a zoo. Not necessarily from other people in the gym working out. Sometimes yes, but sometimes no. If it wasn't from the inside, it was from people passing by on the outside. All the gyms usually are just all glass, so you can see everything going on in there, and people would literally stop and stare at the window, at me on the treadmill, or over at the weights, whatever it was. Like, no matter what, I was like on display, and I hated it. So that would never happen here. In regard to mental health, unlike China, Thai people are used to foreigners. They do not stare, they don't stop and take photos, they don't scream, "Look, a foreigner," every time they see one. None of that happens. Even out here in the suburbs, I've been treated very much normal, just the way I like it. Also, I feel like Thai food is healthier than Chinese food. A lot of Chinese food is swimming in oil, fried. Obviously, these are personal choices you have to make when you're dining out in any country. You can find healthy food or you can find greasy food. I just feel like in Thailand, the food that I like tends to be a bit fresher and not so oil heavy. At the same time, there are tons of Western restaurants here that aren't in China. So I'd have to battle that too. So if you've been keeping a tally, that's 3 cons and 4 pros. So if we're just going based off that, that means I should move here, right? Well, the thing is, the cons are huge. They weigh more heavily than the pros. In China, on average, I made the equivalent of close to $4,000 US per month. The teaching jobs that I've seen here would put me around 1,800 US dollars, maybe 2,000. I'm speaking in equivalencies again, I'd be paid in Thai baht. So yeah, I don't really see how that would work. Well, if I move to Thailand, I need at least that, bare minimum. I can't make less than that when my cost of living is going to be higher. How would that work? And when I really think about it, if I wanted to keep the same level of lifestyle or better, because growth, I need more money because there are more things to do. I'm gonna have more people visiting me. I'm gonna go on more fun trips. So I need more money, not less. I don't really see how this would work well right now. Aww. I still have a few more days here to explore, hang out with friends, and consider what living here might actually be like. Now, you guys in the comments love to give advice that I didn't ask for. So let me guide you in the right direction this time. Unless you know how I could live in Thailand without doing a visa run every 30 to 90 days while earning at least 4,000 US dollars per month, working a job less than 40 hours a week. Yes, 24 to 30 hours would be ideal. Unless you know how I can do those things. Please, just like the video and go. I don't need you to tell me where I shouldn't go or where I should go. See you at the next Jesstination.
I used to be a YouTube commenter like you, but then I took a wumpus to the grumpus. 16 people are wrong. It sounds like you're saying penis. I can't stop watching this. Oh boy, I'm viewer number 302. I love you. Marry me. Dude, your videos rock. Unsubscribed. Subscribe.